Honeyberry, real name Zoe Paris, is a 5-star wandering medic and is one of the best elemental damage healers in the game. She's only available from the shop vouchers, red tickets, store at 600 vouchers per purchase for a total of 3,600 vouchers needed for all 6 purchases. HB has no combat experience whatsoever, most likely due to her being a medic and more so being interested in psychology and herbology. She stands at 155 centimeters tall, was born on the 20th of March in Rim Billiton, and is of the Zalak race, specifically a sugar glider. In her archive files and promotion record, it's noted that Honeyberry prefers the company of others. HB previously lived in a wooded area of West Rim Billiton, which made her familiar with the flora common to Rim, as well as being skilled at building tree houses, climbing, and jumping down from trees. When she jumps, she kinda glides down and can land safely without anyone catching her, but she does like to be caught, especially by her friend Mint and sometimes the doctor. HB's favorite snacks are fruit and fruit products, which causes Hibiscus to remind HB about her sugar intake. HB defends her sugar intake, saying that appropriate intake promotes higher happiness, which makes the body more healthy. She even went as far as to find multiple medical journals and cite the different research studies done on sugar intake and its psychological effects on health. The herbal blends that HB produces often broadens the views of the Rhodes Medical Department staff, with this knowledge being based on her own knowledge of flora. She's never had a formal medical education, nor been a herbalist's apprentice, but is rather an avid reader of the Victorian Complete Guide to Medical Plants book, and an older version at that. Upon taking a look at the specific book in question, the margins are filled to the brim with notes and annotations. These are comprised of records, analysis, and corrections to the print itself. HB later switched from medicine to psychology after she found her mother, who is bedridden at times due to a common cold or joint pain, was like this due to mental pressure. A specialist recommended she and her mother move somewhere else, with HB choosing Rhodes Island and bringing her mother along after applying. The tracks of HB's life can easily be seen as a chain of cause and effect. Honeyberry joined Rhodes due to her psychology and herbology skills, which she picked up due to her mother's health, which was caused by living in a remote forest, which is due to HB's father being an infected. HB's father was the first of their village to become an infected, and was subsequently banished along with HB and her mother. Her promotion record is a passage from HB herself. Essentially, the passage boils down to how, despite her situation, she tries to have a smile on her face. HB is confirmed to be non-infected. She has a cell originum assimilation of 0% and a blood originum crystal density of 0.13 parts per liter. There's a note from Warfarin saying that everyday contact with the infected won't lead to oropathy, despite popular belief. This is most likely written down due to how Honeyberry's father was banished from the village. In her character art drawn by Liu, HB wears a white dress with a zipper up the middle, ruffles on the side edges, and white pouches with buckles around her midriff, an infection monitor on her right wrist, white thigh highs, a pouch on her mid-right thigh, a brown fur trim cloak with multiple pouches and zippers, an ID card hanging off of one of these pouches, and black high-heeled shoes with zippers. She holds a black and yellow staff in her left hand with a yellow tag hanging off of it. In her voice lines, voiced by Honoka Inoue, who's the daughter of Ling's voice actress Kyoko Inoue, who also voices Alma in Smartphone Isekai, Aiko Ninomiya in Slow Loop, Xiaomei in Eden Zero, Kotone Kaizaro in RPG Real Estate, Emden in Azure Lane, and Aston Makan in Uma Musume, HB often talks of different psychological treatments.
毎日こんなにたくさんの仕事をするんですか？うわぁ、大変そう。ドクター、もしストレスを感じたら我慢しないで、いつでも話を聞かせてくださいね。はい、ドクター、これをどうぞ。実は私、 ケルシー先生に申請して、使われていない泉質を談話室に回収してもらったんです。これが私が作った宣伝用のチラシです。ドクター、見てください。これ、カウンセリングの資格認定証ですよ。すごい時間をかけて試験の準備をしてたので、ようやく合格できて本当に嬉しいです。私の故郷はレムビリトン西部の林地で、森で育ったおかげで薬草のこともそれなりに知っています。でも、体の傷は薬草で癒せても、心の傷は目に見えないし、そう簡単に癒せるわけでもないんです。ドクター、私、ここにいてもいいですか？ちょっとおしゃべりしてもいいですか？お仕事の邪魔は絶対しませんから。医療部はみんな任務に出ちゃったし、ミントちゃんは本が読みたいって外に出たがらないし、お世話する患者もいないから、私、一人になっちゃいました。一人ぼっちは嫌です。しっかり寝る。美味しいものを食べる。嬉しいことや悲しいことを友達と分かち合う。これらのことは全部人を幸せにすると信じています。我慢しすぎるのもいいことばかりじゃないですから。ドクター、いいですか？もし悩みがあったらお互いに共有しましょう。絶対忘れないでくださいね。
At E2 level 80 with max trust and potential, HB has 1,608 HP, 429 attack, 107 defense, 10 resistance, a 66 second redeploy time, 13 DP cost, and has an attack speed of 2.85 seconds. But has 3 extra tiles of range to the front right and front left of her range, and is the inverse of the range of a therapist medic. At max trust, she gets plus 150 HP and plus 35 attack. At max pot, she gets minus 2 DP, minus 4 seconds to redeploy, plus 19 attack, and a buff to her talent. Her talent, which is unlocked at E1 and is the best MGR song, Collective Consciousness, when at E2 pot 4, gives plus 12% max HP for ranged ops within Honeyberry's attack range. I assume this doesn't affect HB herself. HB has 2 base skills, with her first base skill getting upgraded at E2 and her second base skill being unlocked at E2. Her first base skill, Herbalism Alpha, is upgraded to Herbalism Beta at E2, when HB is assigned to a workshop to process elite materials, plus 80% byproduct rate. Her second base skill, Psychological Counseling, when HB is assigned to a dorm, she restores plus 0.7 morale per hour to another op in the same dorm whose morale isn't full. The strongest base skill of this effect will take priority. HB's first skill, Spiritual Care, gains SP over time and is automatically triggered. All levels start with 0 SP, with level 7 needing 6 SP to proc and M3 needing 4. At level 7, the next heal targets 2 ops with the highest elemental damage taken, and recovers their elemental damage by 70% of HB's attack every second for 3 seconds. At M3, it's 100% of HB's attack for 3 seconds. At level 7, the operators targeted recovered 900 elemental damage over 3 seconds, while at M3, they recover 1,287 elemental damage over 3 seconds. Her second skill, Rouse, gains SP over time and is manually triggered. All levels start with 20 SP and last for 25 seconds, with level 7 needing 49 SP to proc and M3 needing 45. At level 7, HB gets plus 35% attack, and every heal prioritizes 3 ops with the highest elemental damage taken. At M3, it's plus 50% attack. At level 7, HB's attack is buffed to 579. At M3, it's buffed to 644. In my opinion, Honeyberry excels at one job and is basically the best option alongside Mulberry until Alter comes to EN, and even then, I think she's on pretty equal footing. Unlike therapist medics who give status resistance typically, Honeyberry literally heals the elemental damage dealt to ops, i.e. that little circle meter that appears when an op is hit by a Seaborn. Meaning that they won't get stunned, lose defense, get damage over time / lose SP, or get set on fire. Her S1 that heals the elemental damage can do it for 2 ops at once over 3 seconds. She has a larger range than most medics. Her S2 is like her S1, but she does 3 ops at a time and gets more attack out of it. Her talent gives extra HP to ranged ops in her range, and her DP cost is nice and low. But despite how good she is, Honeyberry has her fair share of drawbacks. First and foremost is her comparably low attack stat compared to single target medics, meaning that she won't be able to heal as much compared to other single target 5-star medics like Warfarin. The max HP boost from her talent isn't all that much and won't make much, if any, difference. The extra range, while nice, has, I believe, lower healing, about 80% compared to 100%, if I remember correctly, on those 3 tile extensions, and her skills don't do that much when it comes to boosting her healing output, rather just focusing on healing that elemental damage. That being said, Honeyberry, Mulberry, and Alter, when she comes, is a must for these newer events and story chapters, due to her healing the elemental damage dealt to ops, meaning that they won't lose defense, get stunned, etc. However, do not rely on them for actually healing the operators, because they won't be as good as a single target medic. So it's best to pair them up with a single target medic so that the Wandering Medic can focus on healing the elemental damage, and the normal medic, so single target AoE, can focus on healing. To sum it up, raise her immediately, get her S1 to M3, and use her plenty against Seaborn and Sarkaz. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and please check out my other Azure Lane and Girls Frontline videos as well. I got some special videos coming out later this week, so look forward to them.